Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, the Friday DRF Bets Race of the Day is the 8th race at Aqueduct. Let's take a peek at this field of hard-hitting, older, optional claiming sprinters. They're traveling 6 furlongs on the main track. Remember, head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com. Download your free Formulator past performances and handicap along with us as we take this field in post-position order. And before we do, I do want to remind everybody that when you sign up to DRF Bets, you'll access a $200 free bet. Most importantly, perhaps, no deposit required. DRF.com/join, promo code FREEBET09. Matt, let's begin down towards the rail. This is just a hard-hitting group. The 3 Phi Beta Express, gate to wire last time out over track and trip, earned a 91 Beyer speed figure, and he's still relatively unexposed.
I'm a big fan of this horse. I think he's got a lot of ability. Danny Gargan, his barn continues to roll, clipping at about 26%. I think drawing the rail, it's not a problem. This horse has one gear, and it's going to the front. All 3 of his victories, I should say, gate-to-wire fashion. If you're Kendrick Carmouche, all you've got to do is break and just send him and go.
If you think this pace might fall apart, I think the 4 Final Chapter has a chance at a big price. He's 20-1 on the morning line. Just throw out the most recent start on turf, where he was lit up early, opened up a big lead. And he was facing a nice horse in Get Jets as well, playing his game. 2 back in the affirmed success on dirt against New York Reds. He caught a key race. Celtic Chaos came back to win the Morrissey at Saratoga with a 95. The 4th finisher, Weekend Hideaway, came back to win the Commentator with a 99 Beyer. He's run against some good competition.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you think that run 2 back on dirt is representative and that's something that he can replicate here, then he's got a big chance. I'm curious to see what we get off the layoff. Charlie Baker does well off the layoff, though.
The 5 is Bolita Boys, who has been very, very popular, to say the least, in 2017. He was claimed 4 times this year. Rudy Rodriguez is just phenomenal in these situations, and we have a positive formulator fact for Rudy regarding Bolita Boys. Past 2 years, dirt sprinters first off the claim with a minimal layoff, 38%, a 272 ROI, and this horse would really benefit from a fast pace, and he took on a sharp one last time.
Yeah, Chivarelli, I mean, he really just aired that day. We were out there, and he never looked like a loser at any point. The interesting thing is, for this horse anyway, he's slow. He needs to improve. He's going to need an unbelievable pace in front of him. Not entirely sure that that's going to develop. If you like this horse, this is really just an in Rudy I trust move, because you can even tweak it a little bit more past 90 days. Dirt first after the claim at Aqueduct, 4 for 6 with a 370 ROI, 4 for 4 in races that were meant to go on the dirt. The other 2 races, they were washed off the turf. So again, this, to me, if you like this horse, which I kind of like this horse, it's in Rudy you trust.
Always a suspect. Stakes placed earlier in the year, New Year's Day, as a matter of fact, in the Lost in the Fog over the inner dirt, really never took that step forward. Ran a couple of good races, would benefit from a fast pace up front, but to me, he seems a little bit off form.
To me, he's very similar to Bolita Boys in the fact that they're a little bit slow on paper. They need to improve, and they need a hot pace to run at. The difference is what you had just brought up. Not only the form situation, where I think Bolita Boys is still in pretty good form, but also Bolita Boys has Rudy in his corner. That's not a knock against Kieran McLaughlin, but at the same time, I would rather have the 5 than the 6.
If you do want to make a little bit of a case for always a suspect, just take a look at the horses he's run against this form cycle. Neolithic, he only got beat 3/4 by that one at Saratoga. Beasley, who's a pretty good horse in his own right from Mark Henning. Summer Revolution for Rudy Rodriguez. We saw Beasley in Summer Revolution in the Cigar Mile. Perhaps a little bit of class relief. The 7 is Full Salute, now with Danny Gargan, and Full Salute is a horse that has shown speed and has been able to win on the lead, has been able to win from off the pace. That versatility should serve him well, and Gargan does very well with these kind of horses, as we see from our formulator fact. First after the trainer switch, with this kind of layoff in dirt sprints, 38%, a big ROI. He's won half of his last 4 starts, 2 of his last 3 on dirt.
Yeah, hard to knock a horse that's 10 of 20 in the exacta. At the same time, I look at it and say, of the Gargan runners, to me, 5 Beta Express, much more likely winner.
Harlan Punch was claimed for $40,000 by David Jacobson during the Saratoga meet, and since then has earned Beyer speed figures of 92 or greater in each and every start, only beaten ahead by the aforementioned Beasley 2 starts back. And last time out, I thought ran okay off the little layoff, but look at that lifetime record.
Ran just fine, but boy, if you ever wanted to look for a horse to use underneath, isn't it him? 8 times second from 21 lifetime starts, 11 times second or third. I thought he ran fine in there, but I feel like there's one horse that if you're looking at that race, there's only one horse to take out of it.
He looks the part, has won a quarter of his lifetime starts, an 11-time winner, bringing a 2-race win streak into this party, claimed by Robertino Diodoro off his most recent race. This is a pretty big hike in class. The horse he beat, Tiz Noble, came back to run second for 40, but only with a 90 Beyer. It's going to take an upwards 90 to win this.
As good as Diodoro does off the bench, Going to be really difficult to improve a horse off of Rudy here at Aqueduct this time of year. I think this horse is okay. Going to need some big pace.
Skylar's Scramjet, the number 8, a 3-year-old, taking on Elders once more. Came off about a 2-month layoff most recently. Showed speed, packed it in, ran a big race 2-back.
Yeah, at 30-1 though, and that was the kind of hang-up for me where I kind of felt like everything went his way. It was a closer-friendly track. He didn't close. He came from slightly off of it, but he had a good pace to run at. He's going to need to run that run 2-back if he's going to have a chance.
It's understandable why the 9 Local Hero is the morning line favorite at 5-2. It's now Chad Brown. Sure. Javier takes the mount. You look at the horses he's run against, West Coast, Gervin, the better 3-year-olds in the country early in the year. Here's the problem. We also have a Chad Brown formulator fact, which is very, very good. And we've seen Chad off the layoff last week.
Sure.
Past 4 years, older horses off a big layoff, first after a trainer switch, half of 12 starts in a positive ROI. I don't think this horse is a sprinter. He was growing on me as the spring season wound away for 3-year-olds. I don't think he's a 6 for a long horse. I think this is a building block race.
Probably a building block, and at the same time, too, he's just the kind of horse that I hate, and it's not meant to be a negative, but you look at him, he's won 1 time, and when he doesn't get the lead, he's giving up ground at the end of races each and every time. To me, if he doesn't make the front, he can't win, and there is no chance, unless Phi Beta Express somehow just completely missed it, there's no chance that Local Hero's on the front.
Very, very Stella. A winner 2 starts back with a 92 Beyer speed figure. Faced a couple of these in his most recent start. He's another solid horse that you give him some pace, he's got a puncher's chance.
Yeah, he got a puncher's chance, but that's really about it. I think he's best used underneath.
Still, KRZ exploded to a 108 Beyer speed figure over the inner dirt back on March the 4th. Has not won that race since. You can run a 108 Beyer, I guess, when you get such an easy lead as that. He could be the speed of the speed in this race, but it's hard to imagine some of these horses to the inside just letting him get away with murder.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, even if you think that he is going to be forwardly placed with Phi Beta Express on the rail, there's nobody else. You've got one way to go. So if you're still KRZ and you're going to be backing this horse, you're going to have to use a lot of gas early on.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the DRF bets race of the day for Friday. I'm going to go with the 2B. Pete's Play Call, part of this Robertino Diodoro entry. Not sure if I completely buy that 104 Beyer from the last race, although we have seen Diodoro improve horses drastically off the claim in the past. He finished ahead of 3 of those rivals in that race. He was 4 wide, battling it out with 3 horses to his inside. He made the front, and the favorite, a pretty good horse, Favorable Outcome, came and got him. But this horse really dug in determinedly down towards the inside. Outside post, probably another wide trip, but I like his tactical speed. The question I have for you is, do you think 6 is his most effective distance? You like him at 6.5 and 7?
No, I got to be honest with you. I kind of think that this is going to be better for him, and I know that. I think the reason he got beat last time was because Favorable Outcome. I think he's probably best at 6.5 or 7, so he was kind of playing his game, and I like the fact that he kept coming on at the end. This is a slight sort of hidden drop in class because, again, Favorable Outcome. Guess what? This race is going to be very, very important for the opening day Malibu out at Santa Anita, because Favorable Outcome is going out. If this horse, Pete's Play Call, runs very, very big, which I think he has a giant chance to, that certainly flatters Favorable Outcome. I think this horse has got a big, big chance. And again, the beautiful thing is he can be forward, but he doesn't have to be out there burning with Phi Beta Express or still KRZ or even Local here if you think he can get there. I think he's got a giant chance.
4-1 on the morning line. I take that on the 2B Pete's Play Call. You're going with Rudy. You said in Rudy I trust. We saw that very positive formulator fact. Perhaps best yet, this is the kind of race where Bolita Boy's 20-1 on the morning line could get lost in the shuffle.
He's probably going to get lost in the shuffle. He's slow on paper. He's going to need to run the race of his life. It is in Rudy I trust. And again, it's a race where I'm not going to have a ton of money involved just because there are other horses that are probably more talented than he is. But if for some reason they all line up on the front end and this thing starts coming apart, I know this horse is going to run at the end.
That's going 5-3, 2B and 1 in your Friday DRF Bets race of the day. And once again, if you sign up right now to DRF Bets, a $200 free bet, no deposit required. DRF.com/join. Please use the promo code FREEBET09 on sign up. Approximate post time for the 8th, the big A on Friday. 3:47 Eastern. Best of luck.